What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporter, Tiffy, Thomas Gabriel White, Emily Morgan Bedwell, Shy Guy, Connor the Weeb, Aiden Wild, James Smith, Archangel Gaming, Ramon Moreno, Justin Stockholm, The Game Dev, Sovu Owo, Jacob Fries, and as always, I'd like to give a big shout out to our executive producer, The Anime Hybrid. Thank you all very much for your support, and if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link down below to find out more. We'll see you there. So, this is probably either going to get us demonetized or I don't know. I really don't know. Because YouTube's been pulling some pretty crazy stuff here recently on certain channels. I'm watching this because it's a question that I believe should be asked, because there's so many people who are having their careers ruined for no reason other than the fact that people don't like them. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain people that have needed that this is needed to happen to for a very long time. For instance, Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein is one of the biggest pieces of crap in cinema history, and the fact that he has his name on so many films, and the fact that he has abused so many people and assaulted so many women over the years, he deserves to be canceled.
Part of the problem is it's come out that, like, some of the people that have been victims of cancel culture actually didn't really do anything wrong.
That's true.
So it's like you can actually have your career ruined over allegations.
Yeah,
like,
just ask the Duke Lacrosse kids.
Yeah, like, as someone who has literally had, like, shit made up about them before.
Same here.
And then later on, thank God, people actually admitted they fucking lied.
Yeah.
Like, I find that incredibly fucked and kind of terrifying.
And here's the thing about it. When people get caught, or when people are happy to point and throw allegations and be a part of the mob, but the very moment that the bill comes due on their doorstep, there's like, wait, shouldn't we judge slowly? You're the one who said we just need to just believe all the victims and not have any scrutiny. Look, there's a reason why it's called due process. There's a reason why, is because, here's the thing, I know certain parts of evidence don't hold up over time, and the statute of limitations is only able to go so far. And I disagree that statute of limitations should be, statute of limitations is the way it is. I'm unhappy about it, because there's certain crimes that people need to answer for, even if it has been 30 or 40 years. For instance, the Gestapo and all the people who were part of the Third Reich escaping overseas into the Americas. I think they should be held accountable, even if the statute of limitations does not 100% hold up all the time. I think they should be tried for war crimes because they're fucking criminals. I think everyone should be held accountable. But at the same time, if you are trying to chase clout and you are trying to cancel people just to have some clout, then you yourself deserve to be canceled. I'm sorry, but if fame is your only reason for trying to destroy someone's career because you have not had the rudimentary amount of success in your life to where that you can determine, things are good now, things are good. Look, am I happy with where I'm at right now? No. Am I going to start making shit up and start drama with people all because, I want to be up higher up on the echelon? Hell no. Because that's not right. It's not right to make up stuff about people. Ever. God. And PewDiePie did this video. Is cancel culture good or bad? And, some people have asked us to watch it. And I guess we're just going to have to see how this goes. So, fingers crossed, everybody. Hopefully this video will stay up.
God. Cancel culture. Left and right. People are getting canceled. Who's next? Felix Schellberg, I'm coming for you. You're about to get canceled. I know all your secrets.
Of course you do. You're him.
Not funny. Should not joke about serious things. Sorry. I forgot. Today we're doing a video on Jubilees. Should we cancel celebrities for their crimes?
Oh yeah, Jubilee. They did a video.
They discuss about cancel culture. They'll gather people in a room. Some are for cancel culture. Other people are against it. Let's hear what they have to say. And I hope I can give some insight as well as a YouTube epic person. Let's go.
R. Kelly, bye. I'm done with you. Get out of here. Like,
Yeah,
But
bye, R.
that's
Kelly.
your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm
Yeah.
for R. Kelly.
I just think if you support him, you're a dick, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And then it's their right to be a dick.
There you go, everyone. Everyone hates R. Kelly, no matter what side on the spectrum you're
Yeah.
on. We can all agree.
R. Kelly peed on little
is
girls.
done.
Kind of a piece of shit.
This
Yeah.
should be a fruitful conversation.
Not kind of, he is.
It's so funny because
Well, no, yeah. He is an asshole. Chappelle's show. I remember when that happened. Everyone was just like, R. Kelly's gonna sue him for defamation. It's like, he knows
R.
better
Kelly
than
goes
that.
to jail. Piss on your cat.
Oh, the
Few
Boondocks.
people love R. Kelly. Get some help for R. Kelly.
Get off the damn table. Making fools of yourself. Boo! You kid in the afro. Sit the fuck down.
It's a fucking great
I
episode.
love that episode of the Boondocks.
on the internet, everyone loves to be so divided. It's basically like everyone is driving in cars, so it's okay to yell at each other. But you get people that don't agree on the topic in the same room, and all of a sudden, I think this is a natural human trait that we are naturally agreeable. It's kind of funny. I just threw that in there for no reason. It's just an observation that has nothing to do with the point.
The veil of anonymity over the internet, you feel like you can literally say anything because you're not having a face-to-face discussion. But at the very moment you have a face-to-face discussion with people, all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, they're having a reaction to this stuff. I actually gotta...
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Everybody talks shit when they're in the car, but the moment they get out of the car, no, whoa, man.
It's like, oh shit, this is the real world. Damn. This is scary.
Okay, let's keep watching. Yeah!
Yeah!
Hey, guess who the cancel culture people are? Billie Eilish stan over here.
Jesus.
Doesn't like R. Kelly.
Hello, my name is Adeel Javed.
He's
I have a
anti.
computer
Okay,
science
interesting.
degree, and I'm a product manager in the tech industry.
Hi, I'm Will Court. I'm a music student at USC.
Hi, I'm Joy Villa. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm anti-cancel culture.
I like how she said that. I'm actually anti.
Yeah.
They got a nice.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Riegling. I'm a
diverse
consumer
group, I will
insight
say.
specialist, and
This
I'm
should be interesting.
pro-ish cancel culture, more on the side, but I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Hi, I'm Seth Fowler, law school graduate.
Here's a hot take. I'm against cancel culture, but everyone that is for cancel culture needs to be canceled. They
That's
need
an
a
opinion.
case on their own medicine. We'll get into it. I have so much to say about this. We'll get into it.
I would buy an artist's work even if they committed a violent crime.
I would be inclined to say no, because obviously I don't want to support anyone that does violent crimes. But on the second hand, it's very circumstantial. What if they're defending themselves? Then I think it's fair game. But then on the other hand, I probably supported a lot of rappers that have done very violent
This is
crimes.
true. This is very true.
Yeah.
I love Tupac, but Tupac's done some pretty shady shit. Same thing with Biggie. I mean,
I gotta say on that side, I agree. I don't care whether if they've done stuff or not.
I'm huge on separating the art from the artist.
I am too, to a certain degree.
And while I don't like the implications that
Well,
I'm admitting to, I don't support artists that I know are pieces of shit.
well,
But I still do enjoy some of their art in ways that maybe doesn't actually support them.
well, okay.
If that makes any sense.
You see, there's a lot of people out there who advocate for women's rights, but yet are fans of John Lennon. John Lennon beat the shit out of every single woman that
and
he was
then
in a relationship
There's
with.
other people like there's bands that like I do not agree at all with like their political stances and
Same
shit.
here, Rage
But
Against the
I'll
Machine.
still listen to them because
I-
they have fucking like really good musicianship,
Yeah.
and I'll enjoy their songs.
I love
But
Tom Morello as a musician,
it's
but
like, I'm not of the fan club of like everything I don't agree with is literally Hitler. Like I do not subscribe. To
I
that
do not
at
either.
all.
I do not
So-
either. Don't demonetize us for that, YouTube.
I mean, people make a lot of mistakes too.
Yes, they do.
Some mistakes are well bigger than others.
Some mistakes are unforgivable, in my opinion.
Well, sometimes there's like continuous mistakes happening that it's just kind of like
That's when
it's difficult for me to be like, yeah, they're cool. Like it's more like I like their music and stuff. Like one of the things that comes to mind is DeAntwoord, like because
Yeah.
like I haven't really seen like a lot of it, but there have been so many accusations against them being real fucked up that I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like, man, that makes me sad because one of my most favorite quotes comes from
Ninja.
something that Ninja said, which was like, "May my enemies live long, so they may see me progress."
Yeah.
But like, I still like their music, but I don't pay for their music. You know, when they put out new albums, I don't go and buy
Yeah.
them. You know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, him.
Well,
like,
see,
Yeah.
yeah. Tim put out one of the few like things I've ever heard that I'm just like, I think he actually legitimately is very sorry that he fucked up.
well, he
And
is.
He has kind of like reevaluated his life and shit, and he seems sincere. So
Well,
like,
there's
I'm willing to support
paths.
him again.
There's a path to redemption.
It's like if he ever fucks up again, though, that's it. Like,
Yeah. Well,
it's
well,
gotta definitely-
there's. I'm a firm believer in second chances. For instance, there's actually 2 YouTubers right now I have a very big amount of respect for. Mini Lad, who's going through his bout of cancel culture right now. Did you hear about that?
yeah, and I heard he actually admitted to
He
everything,
did,
too.
yes.
So in that
And
case, I'm kind of like,
Well, for now, here I'm actually debating with myself about blocking all the like privating and maybe deleting all the Mini Lad videos that we've done because of that, out of solidarity, because I don't agree with what Mini has done. And then the other one is 407 Scotty from the Banana Bus crew.
So
You know,
that
the
I've
crew
not heard
Banana.
about.
He like the people picked sides when the Mini Lad stuff came out. There were people who like wholeheartedly supported him. For instance, Wrecker was one that supported Craig after the whole allegations and stuff came out. But from what I understand, it's a big misunderstanding, and there's people who have posted private messages between Wrecker and 407, and the F-bomb, the bad one that we're not allowed to say on here, was thrown around a few times by Scotty. And everyone knows that Scotty is not, he's not homophobic or anything like that. But yet, because that word is there, everyone, like, cancel culture came after him, and he issued an apology, to which all of his friends were just like, Scotty, you were mean to me in the past. When are you going to apologize for that? Like, Nogla commented on his Twitter, and he's like, hey, Scotty, when are you going to apologize to me for being mean to me, lol? Just joking around. And then Scotty's just like, I'm never apologizing to you, Nogla. Never. And it just shows that, cancel culture, when it comes for people, they, like...
So that's just goofy to me, because there's, like... Obviously, I don't know if like it's just like the Twitter crowd hasn't gotten a hold of any of the videos yet, doesn't realize what they're doing, but like, Fitz and like Swagger and their whole crew, like they'll straight up just drop that word and not give a shit.
Well, I know.
So.
I mean, dude, they dropped the N-bomb quite a few times in some of their videos. And you know what? They don't really care because they don't have that, like, especially Fitz, because where he's from Australia.
I think they're just under the radar enough right now, but if they were bigger, like, then...
Imagine if they were as big as Pewds.
Yeah, like,
if
they were bigger, then Twitter and the cancel culture mob would come after them for it, probably.
Oh, yeah. Well, and here's a quote that Chad said something to me the other day. It was, I don't have the right to tell people that they can't be offended by what I'm saying. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But by the same token, they have no right to assume the context in which I'm saying something. That's bigoted. For them to assume something of me saying something, that's a bigoted thought. And they're the bigots there, not me. If my intentions are something else, how about you ask me? Why don't you just do that instead of assuming the worst? Because if you assume the worst, then honestly, that leaves no room.
You're always going to be unhappy.
Exactly.
Assume bad shit all the time. That's why, like, if you assume something bad comes up, I don't ever let that preconception bias control my actions.
Yeah. Anyway,
like, my whole thing on that is just like, I don't have a right to tell someone they can't be offended by something that they say, but I also have the right to say that I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I agree with the one Australian comedian that's like, be offended. Nothing fucking happens.
Yeah, it's like
nothing happens.
It's like
you're offended. So what? Like, did you die? Like, no. Like, you're fine. Like, get the fuck over it. Like,
yeah. Anyway, back to this.
It's like rappers are not part of the group. Let's get real here. It's teenage girls in charge of any cancel culture movement. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong.
You're not.
There's a reason rap hasn't been canceled yet. Let's get real here.
Humans are a series of impulses on a spectrum of time. Like, we are constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. Have any of you ever, honestly, never not told a lie in your life?
Of course, we've all lied.
So are you a liar today?
Boom! What an argument. That's a great point, actually.
It's true.
That nuance is never put today. You can tell clearly with people digging up old videos and using that as evidence. If we want to do cancel culture, I feel like we need like a certain time We need to get more organized, is what I'm saying. Certain time frame. I guess that's the thing. Like, you know, Shane is the one getting canceled right now, and
yeah,
you know, you
pretty
watch
hard.
the clips and you're like, geez, but it doesn't say when they're made and stuff like that. Same with Jenna, you know, you watch it and you're like, ugh, but then knowing, oh, that was actually 9 or 10 years ago, that to me at least that changes things a lot, and
Big
especially
time.
if I know that person has grown out of that.
Well, especially
with certain things, yes, but with the kind of shit that was happening in those clips.
Well, no, with Shane, it's
I'm
more
just like,
well,
this person straight up seems like a sexual offender. Like,
well, that's the
fuck?
thing with
Like,
Shane.
This person needs to be on a list.
Well, that's why I've always like seen what Shane has done, and I've always held like I don't know about this versus what Jenna did. What Jenna did was all in the taste of her content back in the day. Jenna over time though has changed tremendously. She has evolved as a person and has grown up effectively, and she's
honestly haven't even looked into that deal.
Well, yeah, she's grown up a lot more, and she used to make a lot more edgy content back in the day because that's kind of what you had to do back then in order to stand out. But now, since she has the platform, she doesn't have to do that as much anymore. But it does. But when people pointed it out, she apologized for it, which, if you ask me, was the wrong thing to do. Instead, the mob will move on to something else because they always do. The mob is much like a plague. It has to move on. Otherwise, it'll burn itself out. That's just how this whole internet business works. It's just like when Grade A Under A came after us. You know, the dude had over 1 million Twitter followers and well over 3 million subs on YouTube, and we had under 100,000. And I wasn't going to get in a knife fight with him on Twitter. I'm not stupid. If I'd have reciprocated, I would have gotten my ass kicked because my inbox would have just been flooded with just nothing but shit from every single shitlord out there who called themselves a Grade A Under A fan. And honestly, Grade A Under A burned himself out, and the fans and his mob eventually forgot about us and moved on because that's how it goes. Yeah. You cannot reciprocate unless if you seek retaliation. You better come in guns blazing, or you better have a kill shot lined up. Otherwise, you are going to get destroyed by the mob. The mob does not care. The mob has no feelings. The mob is much like the fucking Borg. It devours, consumes, and moves on. Anyway, back.
Much like I was worried about, we are 4 minutes into this 22-minute video.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
After 18 minutes of recording,
I am just gonna turn off the mouse and the keyboard.
A reason dragging someone to the dirt because of it. I'm trying to argue both sides here. Like I think it's good that there's a clear line of what's okay today by maybe referencing things in the past, but I also don't think there's a good reason to cancel someone for what they did in the past. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. God damn it. I haven't thought about this properly.
I think the issue with
just really
cancel
depends.
Culture is it's kind of like this, like you have a cut on your arm, let's just chop the whole arm off.
Yeah, it's also, I like this guy. He's got good points.
Yeah.
I like that. Very good.
Adeel.
Good metaphors.
Good job, Adeel.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's right.
The amount of people that work on some of these projects, like think of like a Harvey Weinstein movie, right? He did terrible things. I wouldn't want to support Harvey Weinstein. But most of his victims are people that were in his movies. By not supporting a Harvey Weinstein movie, you're also not supporting his victims. So it's kind of like you're in a weird spot, right?
It's a conundrum.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is because there's a lot of people who didn't do shit that work on
with him. Because
entertainment.
For me, example, I mean, no, honestly, Harvey Weinstein movies.
Well, his
turned
brother.
it back
Sorry,
on
I'm
the
sorry. I
box.
couldn't stop. People get pissed. Okay, here's the thing. Hey, internet, make up your fucking mind. Do you want us to pause the videos to talk, or do you want us to just talk over everything? Because we can't have it both ways. All right? God damn. I keep seeing comments like, "Why do you pause so much? Why do you not pause? Why do you keep pausing? Why do you not pause? Stop it!" Okay, sorry. Anyway. Yeah, so fuck Harvey Weinstein, but yet Bob Weinstein, from what I understand, is actually a decent human being.
Oh, and the people who say, save your comments till after the video. I have ADD. I won't have any comments after the video if I do that.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
Congratulations. You're assuming everyone's like you.
You cannot please everybody, and you are included if you have a problem with this video.
Exactly.
100%. There will be more movies. they will be okay.
Yes.
But at the same time, looking at from my perspective with Scared PewDiePie getting canceled, I feel terrible about everyone that worked on it. Hundreds of people that never got to show all the guests that we had, so many people on set, planning, organizing, money, all this stuff that never got to show anything for it because of me, and that doesn't feel fair to them. And I'm sorry. I kind of see his point, but with Harvey Weinstein, nah.
You can't bring down the kingpin without bringing down the organization that he built.
And that's true.
I guess that's the problem now. Everyone is a kingpin, apparently. You got a YouTube
It's a
channel.
house of cards. It's literally a big fat house of cards.
Overestimating our influence when it's
It needs to be a situation of the company
and
that
massively undermining it when they feel like it.
is going to be paying out the money to Weinstein that needs to be taken away from him because of the crimes.
He posted this for his 100 of millions of subscribers? How many times I hear that? Whenever it's convenient, the argument switches. It's great.
So he's said something very interesting to me about like the whole cutting off the arm and to fix a cut, and I feel like the exact opposite, because when you talk about how like
you get another arm, is that what you meant?
Let her make her point.
Canceling people, blah blah blah, and they have good inventions. It's like there's so many smart people.
There are so many smart people. That's where you're wrong. That's why cancel culture exists.
This is true.
Dumb people. That's the problem.
Well,
oh my god.
Okay, I
well,
last year when James. So let's let her finish.
Oh, that's true. When James Charles, they tried to cancel James Charles, and then all of a sudden it came out. Yeah, Toddy was making a lot of that shit up. All the millions of people who unsubscribed from James Charles was like, "We're sorry, we're sorry." Yeah, whatever, mob. Yeah, people don't have any critical thinking skills. They want the answers to be there for them to take in and to repost. They don't want to have to do critical thinking themselves.
Dude, and people fucking feed off of drama.
Yes.
Like,
unless, my God, do they?
Honestly, like, I feel like unless you're a specific kind of person who has been, like, repeatedly wronged by drama over and over again, like, drama is always something that you're gonna want to like buy into pretty quickly and just be like, yeah.
Well, it's because
like, we're not watching this guy anymore.
It's a wave
That's
of
something to talk about
popularity.
today. Hell yeah!
It's a wave.
I have something interesting happening in my boring ass fucking life that I can like get on board with and feel important. Like,
it's waves of popularity, dude. Waves of popularity. People want to catch the wave and catch more subscribers, catch more eyeballs, catch more attention. That's the game we play. But at the same time, we try to stay grounded with our stuff, which is why we haven't really ridden those popularity waves that come and go. We try to stay steady with this.
Charles was canceled, and the entire world was so sure that he was a predator, and the amount of people that spread that message around, causing him to almost end up being suicidal. Did we learn anything from that? No one learned anything. Absolutely.
Toddy lied her freaking
Anything is
ass
worse
off.
now. Did we learn maybe we shouldn't point fingers before
No.
we know the full truth? No, that does not happen anymore. Those days are over.
Power's in our hands, and I feel like for me, I'm doing my part by choosing not to like mess with that person anymore.
Look how conveniently they're putting this. What a half-assed argument, right? That is not cancel culture. Saying that you don't want to listen to someone, who fucking cares? No one's going to stop you. The problem is that cancel culture wants them to stop making whatever it is they're making. They want to deplatform or all these things.
I don't listen to
That's the point of cancel culture. Saying that, I'm just like, I don't want to listen to them anymore. No, that is not how it works.
So their music should continue to be sold and available.
I personally don't think so.
Just don't listen to it. Don't buy it. You yourself, absolutely, every individual has the right to say, hey, I don't like this. And you can even tweet about it and say no. But then to start a boycott, that's why I don't do boycotts.
People have different morals.
Like, I personally have the right, I withhold the right, I think all of us do, to not go and support these people we don't believe in. I would never tell you, wait, I'm going to go see XYZ movie and you have to too. If you say no, you have that right. What cancel culture does is saying, I'm not going to see this person because I don't like this person, and nobody else should either. And that's why I hate it.
Yes.
Smart people.
Yes. That's an extremely smart individual right there.
Culture is out of control.
What the hell is that? When was this filmed?
When it started.
May
I
2019.
don't get what they're doing with their seats and having certain people walk out. And...
Well,
Whoever
no,
directed it didn't really. They're not showing us the whole video.
Well, no. Well, how this usually goes? I've watched some of Jubilee's videos. They have the main subject matter, and then they have subtext. The subtext, they have the individuals stand back in the lights away from the chairs, And whenever there's a statement that they agree with, they come forward, and then they have a seat. The ones who don't agree, stay back in the lights in the background. That's how these go. That's just like the one about police violence that happened. There was one that happened about police violence, and they had 3 officers, or 1 former officer and 2 officers, and then 3 activists who were completely anti-cop and like who were almost completely anti-police. And they had the whole thing. It's like, do you believe that? Or they don't ask like blindsiding questions. They ask questions that create dialogue. That's one thing I respect about Jubilee. Although sometimes they do skew things to one side more often than the other. But with the cop thing, it was pretty much just, so do you think that who here believes that police brutality is bad? And then all 6 people stepped forward. All 6 people, because police don't like it when other cops act out and do stupid shit. And all of a sudden, all the people who were like anti-cop were just like, whoa, we thought y'all were going to stay back there and, you didn't agree with this. It's like, no, we agree that police who step out of line need to be punished.
You had all these victims, the police didn't listen. What else are you going to do? And now it's like, wait, you say you were this and that. Why didn't you go to the police? They're not going to listen anyway. You should still go to the police. It's just easier. I'll just write something.
When you get the court of public opinion involved, I tell you, it becomes so horrible. I am an artist. I've legitimately hit #1 on Billboard. People think,
I love when she threw that in there. It's just like, what?
I don't run my social media. I absolutely do. I read comments. I respond, even negative ones. When people say, "I hope you die,"
guy's like, I've never heard of this lady. She's been
you
#1
should
on
get
Billboard.
raped so that you
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean she's the artist. She's like a writer or maybe a
bullying.
producer.
Cancel culture, rationally, is overall a net positive, I think. But there are sects of cancel culture, like the toxic people that issue the death threats. And of course, those need to be excised.
Right.
Cancel culture originated out of compassion, the voice for...
I guess that's the problem. No one holds the people that are part of the hate mob accountable,
They don't.
I think
never
the James
do.
Charles thing is such a good example because everyone was so on board with canceling James. And now people are definitely defending James to the point where they go after other people for whatever reason. I'm just saying that is the thing that happened. But wait a minute. You were ready to cancel him. You don't get the right to switch around, If an influencer did that, they would be held accountable. But for a mass group of people, that just doesn't exist. So it's like they're expecting everyone else to be better, but everyone part of cancel culture are no better themselves. I think so, at least.
I agree.
Speaking of which, Tati uploaded a video, and I wanted to address it so badly because I hate her so much. But I'm just so done with all of this.
Yeah.
It's so childish. It feels pity to even comment about like YouTube drama and all this cancel stuff that's going on.
It's mudslinging. That's all it is.
I don't want to participate in this. This is just ridiculous, and I don't even care who's right at this point.
It's like, let's say you wanted to boycott Coca-Cola or Nike or something. Imagine if stores started taking Nike shoes out of the store before you could even make the decision as a people to buy it or not buy it. And we need to have the right and the option at our level.
Companies not have that right too?
I mean, technically, I'm sure if something really bad came out about a big brand, they probably wouldn't shelf it, right? Because it looks bad on them. So the argument isn't really bulletproof. I'm just playing devil's advocate here for the sake of it. And also, it's almost like YouTube is still so new, and people have been doing it for so long when the internet was basically the Wild West, and people said and did whatever they did and wanted, and that's kind of what's part of the charm of YouTube. People could express themselves completely freely. But now, with more advertisement and more people watching, it's clearly slowly developed into a mainstream, something more on the grounds of corporate sort of cleanness. And that seems to just be the standard from now on. From someone that's been through all this canceling, I've definitely become so much more aware of not just what I say, but how what I say can be perceived. Because it's not just what you meant by communicating something. It's if you can take a portion of what you said and it seems like something else, that's enough. So that's how careful you gotta be when you articulate yourself. And yeah, a lot of times it's not even worth it. That's why I don't like doing Pew News anymore, because it's just too much to keep up with. And I just and I feel done with drama. And Papa Gloria died as well, which is so sad. I know some people would think, oh, that's so sad, he doesn't do it anymore, it's not right, but I also feel like I'm too old, man. I don't care. This is not why I started YouTube. And I'm in a way expressing myself here. So let's keep watching. Sorry for all the rambles.
Trying to make you not buy the product. I think that they're saying, as a company, we do not agree with this, so we're not going to sell your product here. When record labels stop playing their music or whatever, I feel like it's justified. Specifically for victims, because when it gets out that that person did something like that, their music skyrockets. And for the victim, seeing that they're getting so much support for that, right? And then once the cases are over, then sure, you can play their music more if they are innocent. But it's also like the justice system isn't always right.
I gotta say, people have a very childish sense of justice. It's almost like at a childlike level. It's probably just me. I don't think most people would agree on this. To me, if someone did me bad, I wouldn't feel justice just because other people found out. Other people need to know this person is bad, because otherwise it's not fair to me. I think that a lot of people think that way, and it's a very
that is it's a selfish nature.
This person treated me badly. I'm not trying to downplay what. There's obviously many bad things happening. There's also things that come out and seem very trivial. Again, referencing that as an example.
Part of it's
people don't take what I say out of
I
context.
kind of disagree with him on one aspect of that.
Where Tati was
part of the justice for like sexual predators and shit is, in my opinion, like everybody else needs to know about this.
Yeah.
And the point of that is protecting future potential victims from falling into the same trap that other people have.
Again, with that context, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with the context I think he's trying to point out is
if he's just talking about like somebody said something they weren't supposed to like 10 years ago or whatever.
That
everybody needs to know about
everyone
this, and
needs
that's
to know about
justice.
Yeah, exactly. It's an imaginary form of justice. It's the court of public opinion instead of it being something legitimate. And again, the mob mentality.
Mad. This YouTuber was mad that her friend promoted a brand that wasn't hers. And that was all it took to create the biggest cancel drama in the history of YouTube. That's basically the mindset of, this person did something bad to me, now I need to do something bad for them, and other people need to know about it. That's what I meant. Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Don't cancel me.
So yeah, I actually wasn't
with someone, I
100% right about what he was talking about anyways.
But that apparently does not exist. Because everyone on this person's side is a mentally underdeveloped child.
The
Thank you.
public should hold celebrities accountable when the justice system fails.
Have people not been taught that the world isn't fair and is never going to be?
Well, the world
that
isn't
mean
fair.
You should try, obviously, but it's like it seems so basic. I don't get it.
My thing with that, though, is that
that's just my
there's been situations where it's been pretty much proven people didn't do anything wrong.
Kelly?
Huh?
Like, it's been basically proven that people didn't do anything wrong in certain situations.
Yes,
like 100%.
absolutely.
And then, like, public opinion is still like, no, I still believe they did something wrong, even though it was proven they didn't in, like, court of law and shit. Yeah. And it's like, so they still are basically cancel culture. It's like, reputations stay ruined even when it was proven people didn't do shit.
If you cause somebody to lose their job and their work and stuff like that, they can sue your ass off.
Yes.
And somebody loses their job over something, and then
Well,
it comes up in court case.
That's just like the Seligman, Finnerty, and the Duke Lacrosse boys.
Yeah.
They sued the city of Durham after the whole thing came out that the city of Durham made it up. Yep. They made up what happened to Crystal Mangum, the stripper / person who came over to the house, and they sued the city of Durham and they won. But it doesn't matter because anytime you type in Seligman, anytime you type in Dave Evans, or anytime you type in Colin Finnerty on the internet anywhere, the number thing that pops up on Google, Duke Lacrosse rape case. That's the number one thing that pops up.
That's what he's known for.
Exactly. For the rest of their natural born lives, that is all that they will ever be associated with until they do something truly magnanimous that can outweigh what has happened to them that the entire country got in a huge uproar over, and thus ruined their lives.
He is the first name that comes to mind because he has sex tapes that show his face.
Yes.
And people are still like, he didn't do it.
He gave out his social security number.
And most of the time when it's a celebrity being convicted, they can always buy their way out.
That's exactly who came to mind for me, too.
What does she mean with buying their way out? Like getting good lawyers? Yeah, I can see that actually.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Epstein, isn't it? It's a fair point.
First of all, how many times... Oh, hey, join the group.
Okay.
What's up?
How many times in, like, the United States justice system have we seen guilty people get off innocent and then you find off years later that happened? It's
A lot of times. It
A
does
lot,
happen.
yeah.
And I think especially it happens when you are basing decision around anger and this important sense of justice now. It needs to happen now instead of in a court of law where it's carefully examined and impartially examined. I think that's important.
Justice system doesn't come through, we as a people should...
Yeah, again, no one's waiting for the justice anymore. Everyone just found a shortcut. That's the problem.
What's important and what's happening now is that we do look at replacing, whether it's the district attorney or whatever the system is that's causing it to fail. People should go and address it so the next millions of people that go through that system go through a just system.
True.
I think we all completely agree with that. Like, the justice system needs to be fixed, but I do think the reason...
Did she just say the
cancel culture
justice
started
system?
and when it originally derived was because, like, to be 100% right, like, that takes so long. Like, for our entire government and justice system to, like, evolve into your idealistic view of it is not happening next year. I think we're making change. I think it's happening, but I think our generation that spawned cancel culture was like, we don't have time.
Right.
We have the
Like,
same problems with cancel
It doesn't fucking matter how it started. What the problem is what it is now, which is ironically the problem with cancel culture because they don't seem to draw any distinction on the past and present, apparently.
I just think if you support him, you're a dick, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And then it's their
yeah.
right to be a dick.
But it's their right to be
And
a
it's
dick.
our right to hate them.
And it's our right.
That's right.
not
That's
to
First
buy
Amendment.
from them.
Right.
I hate how they're bringing up R. Kelly. Yeah, everyone can agree on that, but the problem is so much more nuanced than that.
But
Okay, quick show of hands. Who despises R. Kelly? Moving on.
I like compassionate cancel culture. If you look at the history,
Few
of
things I
somebody
like by him,
and
but
you look at how somebody
don't,
responds,
like, go out of my way to listen to it.
confronted.
They're not discussing any of the nuances. They're just speaking very broadly, you know. It's so easy to take a clip or a portion of what someone said or literally just spread rumors online. That's enough for people to jump on board and cancel someone.
Yes.
These are the issues to me. I think it seems like everyone agrees there should be something happening to bad people. Yeah, we can all agree on that. There should be some repercussion, but they're not discussing any of the issues that involves within it.
We all kind of have the same opinion on a level.
Yeah,
For
you
the most
do.
part, we think that people deserve
Oh
consequences.
my god, yes.
But I feel like we get to more of an extreme.
Look at, oh my god. Oh,
Good talk. Good talk. Good talk.
Hug it out, hug it
Yeah,
out, hug it
I
out.
appreciate
Yeah,
civil
yeah.
Conversation, but Jesus Christ, that was the least productive thing I've ever seen in my life. What the hell? Let's see what the comment has to say, because I'm curious. It depends. Yep. Cancel culture isn't activism. It's virtue signaling on social media to get clout points on the internet. Cancel culture works in a way to where people are guilty until proven otherwise, which is a large reason why it's so toxic. Toxic.
Yes.
Is this aimed at James Charles? Well, yeah, I think it must have been uploaded at the same time. It's such a perfect example, but no one learned a single thing, and it blows my mind, dude. The same people that are like, we need to cancel James Charles. Can you believe James Charles was suicidal? We should have cancel culture cards and pass them out. You get one, all right? You get one. Everyone gets one, and then you have to shut the fuck up. That's my selection.
Ah, that's good. I like that.
I like that too.
Reference to James Charles' scenario a million times already, but when I looked at that, I couldn't make sense of why everyone was canceling James over something so trivial and allegations that were not proven at that point. I think I'm probably more prone to look at things more openly since I've technically been canceled as well, and I hope the public will catch on.
Technically.
It seems like in general, most people in these comments seems to be against it. But the problem is when you get a big group very worked up, no one wants to come in between and say no. because then they'll jump on you, and that's just how it is. Everyone loves cancel culture until you're
It's
the
like
one
trying to
being
break up a
canceled.
couple of cats fighting.
Curious about your thoughts on this.
So you're gonna get
Leave some
fucked
comments
up in
down
the
below. Maybe we can have a
process.
discussion.
Yes.
And thank you for watching. I'm gonna take 2 days off, and see ya tomorrow. No, 2 days. Thanks to all the members. I've been really happy that we can do support a different charity each month. Thanks to all the members, and I'm happy to be able to do something positive in these times that internet just seems so incredibly heavy. When I said as well as a final point where that I'm careful with what I say now because an effect of cancel culture, it's not that I'm not even scared of being canceled. It's more the fact that I just want to enjoy YouTube.
Yes.
If people came after me for dumb reasons, I know how to defend myself. The problem is most people aren't equipped with the tools to deal with the giant hate mob. And that's what leads people to cancel themselves. People like Jenna Marbles, who quit YouTube recently because of the clips she did 9,
Yes.
8, 10 years ago. Because she's just fed up with it. Which is
No, she's
completely reasonable.
Well, she's taken like extended breaks, extended leaves, and then she's always come back. But here recently, the whole thing just caught her off guard, and she was just like, "I'm just quitting, guys. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore."
Completely understand.
I thought she actually got
I think people
banned.
don't realize just
No,
sort of
she
what
quit
kind of
herself.
ball of pain they're inflicting on an individual by doing these things, because you might think, oh, we're just getting them canceled, or we're just getting them demonetized or whatever, but it's so much more with that. And whenever there's a big hate mob going at someone, you might not see it, but there are people doing extreme things like sending death threats, doxing, going to addresses, calling parents, calling jobs, doing all these things that maybe you don't even think about if you think, oh, we're just
Oh,
doing
they got
this.
DDoS'd hard.
There's so much more to it that it just isn't right.
Damn.
And it's not appropriate. That was my final thought. For some reason, I felt like I hadn't talked enough. Okay.
Children of 9 parts, it's time to raise what was once forgotten.
Oh.
Pot creatures, fart spells, and poop troops await.
Okay, no.
What the fuck, Pewds?
I don't know. I don't want to know. All I know is that all I'm gonna say is
Come on, man.
look. Well, I think at this point, I don't think Pewds really gives a shit anymore. But okay, so this whole thing about cancel culture, I think we've all like the ones that are going on right now. Mini Lad 407, Jenna Marbles, and then of course Chris D'Elia. Which have you all heard about him, Chris D'Elia?
Yeah.
So the whole thing with him was there were these girls who came together, like 3 or 4 of them, and they came together and they released these emails back and forth with Chris D'Elia where they were soliciting him for attention. They were just like, hey, how are you doing, Chris? And then all of a sudden Chris is just like, hey, you want to go and hang out sometime and all that? And then all of a sudden all these girls, it's revealed that when he was messing around with them, when he was talking to them, shouldn't say messing around because that can solicit a lot of different things. But when he was talking to these girls, they were underage. One of them was, I believe, 16, and the other 2 were 17. Well, anyway, they released these, and everyone just like rails on Chris D'Elia. He gets dropped from his agency. All of his projects going forward have been canceled so far. He has been like all of his bookings have been canceled. And then Chris D'Elia came out and said, yeah, hey girls, why don't you release the full email chains instead of the select parts that you all showed? And then it showed that as soon as he found out that they were underage, like there was one girl, she's like, sorry, Chris. She's like, oh, sorry, Chris, I'm actually 16. He's like, oh, sorry, never mind then. And then she was like pretending like, oh, this, I felt like he was grooming me. I felt like this, felt like that. And then all of a sudden, 5 years later, when she was 21, she messaged him and said, and she's like, hey, I'm 21 now, DTF. And then he included that, not only that, but he also included, like, the girl who said, Chris, I'm 17. He's like, oh, well, you came to my show. I thought you were, in order to get into my show, you actually have to be 18 or older. So, I'm sorry. I forget I said anything. And it's like not like he was like sending them nudes or anything. He was just asking them, "Hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to go for a drink? Do you want this? Do you want that?" And then there was the last girl, which is
that's weird to me
yeah.
because they showed the clip of him on the podcast where he apparently didn't know that you could actually like screen cap Snapchats and shit.
Well, the thing is,
like
it
the
wasn't
look on his
Snapchat.
face when he realizes that like is just like it's like wait you can do that and
Well-
then like he gradually be like
Well, the thing is, the things that were the girls
I had
showed.
not heard that it came out that like he actually like it was out of context shit. Or
Well,
whatever.
the thing is, I'm not saying he was right, but here's the thing: if if the girls are of age and they are chasing him down and wanting attention from him, I mean that's the thing. I mean, when you're a celebrity, sometimes women throw themselves at you. Sometimes people throw themselves at you. I mean, I'm not gonna just say, oh, it's only girls that do it. No, guys do it too. I mean, dude. Like the amount of times
it does teach me a lesson that I'm glad that I learned before it ever came up though, which is like I was always kind of thinking the same thing. It's like just assuming it's like, oh yeah, we're at a 21 and up show, so like that girl's obviously 21 or older. It's like check everyone's IDs before
exactly
before you mac on them. Apparently,
yeah, that's just like me. Any girl that I'm interested in, I'm just like, even when it comes to like fictional girls, like anime girls, I'm just like, wait a second, how old is this? Okay, she's 19, so it's okay for me to just be like, okay, she's cool. But the whole thing with Christy Elia, I mean, when that just goes to show you once again, cancel culture revealing its ugly head and trying to cancel everybody. That as soon as the mob gets on something, it gets stuff done. But is this stuff that you're getting done really really justice?
Yeah.
Is this justified? And sometimes yes, but also sometimes no. Sometimes you ruin people's careers for no other reason than the fact that there was a jaded girl who got together with some people that she talked to online and said, hey, you know what, we can make ourselves sort of internet famous here if we go after this guy here. It's like, okay, so all of you got hit on when you were underage by him, right? He's like, yeah, he emailed us. Okay, let's use that. And then thus the world is not aware of the context. They're not aware of like anything. And then boom, Christy Elia's career is ruined.
Drama.
That's again, we thrive on their freaking drama because that's just how we operate as a society. Oh well, I guess you live and you learn. Anyway, yeah, we ranted and raved enough during that video to, I think. Yeah, we're almost 50 minutes in on this video. Good fucking God. We need to stop. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you all enjoyed this. This was PewDiePie's video about cancel culture. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you want to see the original video, link is in the description down below. And if you want to check out PewDiePie, you can actually click his name in the title of the video, and it will take you directly to his channel, where you can be part of his, what is it now, 105 million subscribers? Like, holy hell. That's ridiculous. Pewds, you have too many subs, dude. I'm just joking. You can never have too many subs. Anyway, later on, everybody. Until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you then, everybody.
Maxwell didn't kill herself.